The day is finally here. Welcome everybody to the Carolina Panthers Franchise here on Madden 15. It is now time to kick this series off as I have somebody to introduce to you. The newest head coach of the Panthers is in place as Ron Rivera has pursued his lifelong destiny of becoming a riverboat gambler. The man now in charge in Carolina is Doug Duckett Sr. He is the man calling the shots as we kick off this franchise, and we'll take a look at this Panthers roster we'll be working to develop. At the very top, of course, two big building blocks on both offense and defense. Cam Newton, the 25-year-old quarterback, and Luke Kuechly, only 23 years old and already one of the best defensive players in the NFL. Other key players include center Ryan Kalil, tight end Greg Olsen, defensive end Charles Johnson, defensive tackle Starla Tulele, linebacker Thomas Davis. There are some very talented players on this team, and I will continue to introduce this roster throughout the highlights of all 4 preseason games. You're going to see them all right here as we get ready for Week 1 against Tampa Bay. We kick it off with offense against the Buffalo Bills in Week 1 of the preseason as Cam Newton and this new-look offense take the field. It's a brand new receiving core and a makeshift offensive line. Byron Bell on the left side, Nate Chandler moves to right tackle. The man holding it down, though, is Ryan Kalil in the middle. On the outside at receiver, Jericho Cotchery, who came over from Pittsburgh last year, and rookie first-round pick Kelvin Benjamin, as the offensive line is sure to be one of our biggest concerns as Marcel Darius gets to Cam Newton. The biggest strength of the Panthers last year was, of course, their defense and their front 7. There's Luke Kuechly right there tackling C.J. Spiller. He is Carolina's tackle machine as Spiller carries again, and this time he is wrapped up on the play by Charles Johnson. 2 of our best players right there making plays early. Now 3rd down and 13 as the Panthers only bring 4, and it's all this team needs. A deep defensive line. In addition to Starla Tulele last year, they drafted K'Wan Short in the 2nd round, and he's been very good. This offense is very different with no Steve Smith as Cam throws, and this is intercepted. Trying to find the rookie Benjamin, and Stephon Gilmore steps in front and takes this to the house. We're trying to see how this offense will play this year, and they're not off to a good start. Next possession now for the offense. Offset eye, a fake end around the Jericho Cotchery. I'm not sure who would bite on that as Cam scrambles and he runs for a first down. We'll find out how much we need Cam's mobility this year. We're going to need some guys to really step up. Here's Cam rolling out, and there's a catch for Jericho Cotchery, who had perhaps the NFL's most quiet 10-touchdown season ever last year. Cam on 3rd down and 5, and he misses Ed Dickson on this throw. A shaky opening for the Panthers offensive unit, but 4 games to iron these issues out. Back to defense, bringing the blitz, and E.J. Manuel goes down. He is sacked by Melvin White. He was an undrafted corner last year from Louisiana Lafayette, had a good rookie year, and he's taking over nickel duties for Captain Munnerlyn, who's now with the Vikings. Second stringers in the game now as Fred Jackson carries inside with his run defense should be a major strength. Right there, that was DJ Smith, a backup linebacker, filling nicely. Bills drove down the field, however, and gave plenty of time to Kyle Orton, who finds Marquise Goodwin in the back of the end zone for a Bills touchdown. So some issues in this first half as the Bills take a 14-0 lead, and now we'll see Derek Anderson, the 2nd-string quarterback, and he finds Brenton Burson, the 4th receiver on the depth chart, 2nd-year guy who was undrafted out of Wofford. 3rd down and 5 now for Derek Anderson. He takes the contact, and he finds Burson again for a first down. A good opening for the 2nd-string offense as Jonathan Stewart is now in the game at tailback, and he has battled injuries the last couple years, hoping he can stay healthy here in 2014. Only carried the ball 48 times last year and 93 times in 2012. Anderson back to the air, and there's another catch for Ed Dickson for a first down at the 12-yard line. He is right now the number 2 tight end on the depth chart. On 3rd and 11, and back to Ed Dickson. It's an Anderson touchdown as the Panthers have finally found the scoreboard. And you can expect a lot of twin tight end sets most likely this year, so that's good to see from Ed Dickson. We're going to jump all the way to the 3rd quarter now as Kyle Orton is still in. And the Bills give him time. He airs it out long, and he's intercepted. And that's Melvin White. In his preseason debut, he collects an interception and a sack as the Panthers will take over. Fozzie Whitaker is the third running back on the depth chart as Anderson on a deep drop, and he dumps this one off. This is Jason Avant, the longtime Philadelphia Eagle. He has good hands, and he should be our third receiver and help us out on third down. Anderson from the 23, lobbing this one to the sideline, and pulling it down is the rookie Kelvin Benjamin. A surprise pick to some in the first round, number 28 overall. Only 84 career catches in 2 years at Florida State, but a tremendous year last year, including the game-winning touchdown in the national championship. Panthers out of the field goal, back to the Bills as Orton looks long, and there is nobody around Chris Hogan. He got behind Trey Boston, and that's a Bills touchdown. Boston, a fourth-round pick out of North Carolina, and I'll show you how he got beat on this play. A cover 2 zone call, so he has to defend half the field. A receiver runs a post, brings him to the inside. The vertical on the outside by Hogan is free and clear. 21-10 as the third quarterback is now in the game. It's Joe Webb, whose pass is incomplete. Drafted as a receiver, turned quarterback by Minnesota, back to receiver, and now a quarterback again in Carolina. Back to Orton Cam as he runs and is hit hard by Charles Godfrey. Hurt on the play. That'll call in Tyler Wilson to play some quarterback. Godfrey, a safety/corner, can play multiple roles in the secondary. We'll go back to the Panthers offense, and Joe Webb is back in, and accuracy has never been his forte, especially if you saw him in that 2012 playoff game against the Green Bay Packers. Nonetheless, the Panthers lose this game 28-10. And we're going to go into the second game right away now against the Kansas City Chiefs. And one thing I want to add is there is some competition for Joe Webb as the third quarterback, as I do plan to carry 3. And you're going to find out who that is once his name is called. So we'll go back to the starters again. Cam Newton's second game now. Jericho Cottrey in motion. And Cam is chased, thrown off balance, and somehow this is caught by D'Angelo Williams. 35 works his way to the 31-yard line. A 39-yard catch and run. Probably won't throw that one in the regular season. Now running the football, and there is D'Angelo Williams. He's going to have to be a workhorse for us. Now faking the Jonathan Stewart. Cam is pressured once again by Tamba Hali. This is one of my biggest concerns on this team. How is Byron Bell going to hold up? We need to take care of our franchise quarterback. We'll take a look at the first string defense again as Jamal Charles takes the handoff from Alex Smith, but he can't escape the tackle from Charles Johnson. Third down and 3 as Smith goes play action. He dumps it off, and the pass is batted down by Luke Kuechly. Good stop there on our half of the 50 as Cam and the offense takes over, and that's dumped off to Greg Olsen, who is probably going to be our most reliable target in the passing game. Back to the ground is D'Angelo Williams breaking a tackle and now breaking free to the 30, and D'Angelo inside the 20, finally brought down after a 45-yard run. He'll be a big part of our running game. Of course, we split time, so he hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2009. But here's D'Angelo Williams catching the pass and finishing his drive with a touchdown. That's the end of the day for the first stringers. As we go to the second string offense, Derek Anderson dumps it off, and a big stiff arm from backup tight end Brandon Williams. Now, I'm intrigued by this guy. He has a lot of raw receiving ability, some good speed. He has good size as well. Originally undrafted out of Oregon in 2012. Back to defense, and we have a lot of pressure still coming. This time it's Wes Horton. We have depth. We can rotate both at tackle and end as this pass is intercepted. That's one of the guys we signed prior to preseason. That's Derek Cox. I wanted some competition near the bottom of the depth chart. This pass was behind the intended receiver Jamal Charles. Not sure why he's in, but Cox jumped the route and made a great play. Third quarter now, and there's another sack for this backup defensive line, DeJuan Edwards. These guys are going to see a lot of playing time even if they're backups. And now Joe Webb is back in, and here's what Joe does best. Create on the run. First down, and he runs for a gain of 18. But if Joe is to make this team, we have to see something from him in the passing game. And missing these short little crossing routes to Philly Brown is not going to help his cause. Here's his competition. Taj Boyd from Clemson will compete with Joe Webb as he finds Ed Dixon short for a quick gain of 3. And we'll monitor this battle throughout the rest of preseason. 2nd and 14, airing it out long, and he's got Burson. He got behind the defense inside the 35. That is a 41-yard pass. Good throw by Taj Boyd. He had plenty of practice with the deep ball throwing to DeAndre Hopkins and Sammy Watkins, and so that's a solid first impression. Halfway done now in the preseason, and our third game is against the New England Patriots, our last 2 preseason games on the road. Cam in the offense is in. 3rd down and 10, Cam throws, and he's got the rookie. They have to get some chemistry going here in the preseason. Kelvin Benjamin is being asked a lot early, especially for a guy who's raw. We'll see how it turns out. Now lobbing this one up, and Jericho Cotchery can't come down with it. An injured Pat on the play. Cotchery has got to make some plays on the outside as well. Tom Brady and the Pats offense now as Luke Kuechly takes care of Aaron Dobson, but I want to see more how this starting secondary is going to take care of opposing offenses. 3rd and 5 for Brady, facing pressure, and that's intercepted. Derek Cox with his 2nd of the preseason, and this one on Tom Brady. Not bad. Offense back out in the pistol. Cam with a fake to D'Angelo. Plenty of time, but he can't find Kelvin Benjamin. Had a little bit of separation from Darrelle Revis, so we only get a field goal on that. Patriots offense back out, and here is Chase Blackburn stopping this pass after a short gain. Another starting outside linebacker opposite Thomas Davis. 1st down for Tom Brady, and trying to make the deflection is Josh Norman, but it's a 1st down to Brandon LaFell, the ex-Carolina Panther. Backups in once more. This is Stephen Ridley breaking tackles and nearly making his way into the end zone. We'll see some Jimmy Garoppolo now as he hands off to Brandon Bolden, and a great play made by A.J. Klein, who could potentially push Chase Blackburn for that starting spot this year. Garoppolo now off the play action. He's got all day, and just run, Jimmy. Finally he does. Touchdown, Patriots. That's what happens when you cover well, but you can't get a pass rush for like 10 seconds. All right, back to the offense, and there's Derek Anderson, who's looked very good this preseason as he finds Ed Dixon, another guy who's impressing me for a 1st down. Although he's number 1 on the depth chart, we're getting plenty of snaps for Kelvin Benjamin. Have to get him ready for the regular season. Work on that progression as he makes the catch working out of the slot that time. 2nd down and 2. Anderson sees the pressure, and he lobs this one up, and it's a touchdown for Kelvin Benjamin. That is where he should shine. Well, specifically in the red zone, but anytime that man is standing in the end zone, you have to think he's probably open. 6'5", 240, enormously large catching radius. Great play. More Jimmy Garoppolo as he is hit, lost the football. That was K'Wan Short. Probably not fair for backup guards to be guarding a guy of his ability. Now we're going to send a blitz at Jimmy, and that is DJ Smith coming through to knock the ball out. That's recovered on the play by Wes Horton, and DJ Smith was playing very good through the first few games. At this point, he led us in tackles. Joe Webb in the offense back out, but there is Philly Brown dropping this one and was a bit behind him. Still should have probably made that catch. And handing off now, it's Darren Reeves on the carry. He's a 4th-string running back out of Alabama State, trying to crack a spot on this roster. And now Webb throws a slant, and that's the kind of guy Webb needs. Big catching radius where accuracy isn't as important. 3rd down and goal now for Webb as he airs this one up and out of the back of the end zone, probably for the better, looking for Brenton Burson. Patriots football, Brandon Bolden on the carry, and he's got nowhere to go. That 2nd-round pick, haven't talked about him yet. Coney Ely could see some playing time with Greg Hardy on the commissioner's exempt list. Now Joe Webb rolls out as the offense is back in, and I think that was supposed to go to Ed Dixon. It was hard to tell, though. 3rd down and 10, again on the run, but this time Webb's got the absolute perfect throw. This time Dixon's there to make the catch. Back to the defense again, late 3rd quarter as Garoppolo drops back, and this is a leaping catch for Bolden. And the ball is ripped out and recovered by DJ Smith. Returns to the 15, and Garoppolo makes the tackle as Smith is shaken up following the recovery. Now the ball was stripped on the play by Trey Boston, who was beat earlier in coverage. He's a big hitter, and it's nice to see him make a play here, forcing a fumble. But Smith dislocated his hip. We're already very thin with linebacker depth, so that was a little bit of a concern for me. And we're going to cap off a quick little drive here, handing it off to Fozzie Whitaker for a 1-yard touchdown. 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter as the Patriots drove down to the red zone. It's Stephen Ridley going aerial, and he's hit by A.J. Klein, but it's a first down. Can we deny the Pats a touchdown on 1st and goal? And that's a catch. Touchdown, New England. Kembrell Tompkins coming in with the backups to make a play. More Garoppolo with under 5 minutes to go in the game. And big pressure. He was sandwiched between Horton and Coney Ely. Horton gets the credit. 13-yard line on 4th down and 17. Pressure. Garoppolo on his feet, but not for much longer. Sacked for the 3rd time by Wes Horton. He showed up to play in this game, and that gave Taj Boyd a short field. Quarterback draw with a 5-wide spread. Touchdown, Taj Boyd. Not as fast as Joe Webb, but could definitely do a lot with his legs. Patriots have the ball again later, and that one is intercepted. It's a new guy for you guys to look at. It's Ben Wickery out of San Jose State, a 5th-round pick. Probably 4 or 5 on the depth chart right now, but plays like that, that's how you climb. I really liked what I saw in this game from the backup defense, forcing turnovers and getting sacks. And we will move forward to the final preseason game against our Week 3 opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Cam Newton airs it out, and it's intended for Kelvin Benjamin, but intercepted by ex-Saint Jabari Greer. I'm not sure I'd have high hopes for this team's deep passing game, as Kelvin Benjamin may be our only target. But now the Pittsburgh offense, and Big Ben's got time, and there is one of the game's best up-and-coming players, Antonio Brown. Perhaps not up-and-coming anymore. I think he arrived big time last year. Here's Le'Veon Bell now inside as he busts through the middle for a gain of 12. An offset I formation, and Ben throws to his right, and that's a perfect throw to Antonio Brown. That puts the Steelers inside the red zone. You know who we're going to have to stop in Week 3. Roethlisberger, one more time, touchdown! But this time it was Darius Hayward-Bay who beat Antoine Case in our #1 corner. Looking for some final signs of hope from our offense. Cam puts it up, and down comes Greg Olsen. He's got speed to outrun members of the Steelers secondary for a nice catch and run. Haven't gotten him very involved in this preseason. Now we're going to toss it outside, and D'Angelo Williams can't find much room out there. 3rd down and 6 now for Cam, as he stands tall in a clean pocket and dumps it off to Kelvin Benjamin, and that puts the Panthers at the Steelers' 26. Trying to finish their preseason strong. Newton fires off target, intended for Philly Brown. So on 4th down and 4, it's the preseason. Send the offense back out there. Cam makes a quick adjustment, big blitz, and that's caught by Jericho Cotchery. Get off of him, Troy Polamalu. He broke another, and Jericho to the 16-yard line. Some promise there from one of our starting receivers, who only had 3 catches in the preseason. 2nd and 13, Cam finds Ed Dixon, and that's a Panthers touchdown. He got away from James Harrison in coverage, and that's how the starters go out. Overall, they were pretty shaky, but finished strong. Steelers back out with their backups, and that's another interception for Derek Cox, solidifying his roster spot. 3 interceptions in this preseason. 1 against Tom Brady, of course. And Joe Webb, the inaccuracy is going to be a real problem. Could not find Brenton Burson. Steelers again, and that's a big hit by Trey Boston put on LeGarrette Blount. If you can do that, you're a big hitter. That was impressive. Gradkowski back to throw on 3rd and 11. And he says no to the screen, and that pass is batted out of the hands of the receiver by A.J. Klein. Offense again, and Joe Webb swings it right. Fozzie broke a tackle. He got one man turned around, and that is a nice 12-yard catch and run for Fozzie Whitaker. Sending Burson in motion as Taj Boyd is now in the game. And he's hit, but still finds Burson. A man misses from behind, and he is down at the 40. Boyd goes play action to Fozzie Whitaker. And that throw is intercepted. Hell of a play by Ryan Shazier, one of my favorite athletes in the past draft. One more time, just falling back, making one incredible play. Gradkowski under center on 3rd and 1. It's LeGarrette Blount. Broke a tackle inside the 20. No one's gonna catch him. Touchdown, LeGarrette Blount. Another guy to watch out for in that Week 3 game is he'll take a few carries away from Le'Veon Bell. The diamond pistol formation, one of my favorites, as Taj Boyd hands off. And look at this running room for Fozzie Whitaker. This is insane. All the way to the 35-yard line. Burson runs in motion, and Boyd will throw. Over the head of Burson, over the head of Ed Dickson as well. Neither of our third-string combatants were very accurate, as Taj Boyd misses that throw for Brenton Burson. 1 of 8. Your eyes do not deceive you. 3rd and 10 for Boyd. There we go. A catch for Philly Brown, but he didn't hold on for long. Fumbles recovered by Ryan Shazier. Very up and down preseason for Philly Brown. Gradkowski now in the 4th quarter, and he's intercepted. And that is Bené Benwickery. His 2nd interception of preseason. Some solid play from our 5th-round rookie. Boyd trying to increase his completion percentage. That will help. Caught by Ed Dickson for a 1st down. Inside of 10 minutes to go on these games that don't count. Taj Boyd, that's a nice throw. Caught by Burson. Up the sideline. Touchdown. That's what you got to see right there. And Burson tightropes for a 2nd and makes his way into the end zone. A very impressive preseason for him. Gradkowski from the shotgun as the Steelers have it. They pancake almost everybody on this play. And that pass is intercepted. This is Malcolm Brunson inside the 10. Touchdown. That's one of the guys I brought in, competing with Colin Jones. The backups in the secondary doing a nice job. 3rd down and 7 for Taj Boyd, and Philly Brown just straight up drops that one. Less than 2 minutes to go as Shazier bites on the fake. Boyd rolls out. A complete roll of the dice here, looking deep, and should have been intercepted. Nowhere near Brenton Burson. Minute 21 to go. We're almost out of the preseason. And Gradkowski puts it up, and it is Malcolm Brunson's 2nd 4th quarter interception. Final impressions, very strong from him. That was an impressive play, as well as his pick 6. And now the preseason is over. The Panthers go 3-1. Starters as a whole were very up and down. I actually remembered to show the stats to you guys here, as Derek Anderson was our most accurate passer. Cam Newton was alright, took some chances with him. The 3rd stringers were not particularly good. There were very few impressive runs by our running backs. They did an okay job getting the 4 and 5 yard stuff, but the overall offense wasn't explosive. Burson did a nice job with the backups. I liked what I saw from Ed Dickson. Kelvin Benjamin's going to be a nice spark, I believe. On defense, I thought we were very good with some of our backups. Wes Horton got a lot of pressure. AJ Klein played well. Bené Benwickery. And now we got to go make our final cuts. There were 6 guys we had to cut, starting off with Darren Reeves, as I did not want to carry 4 running backs. J.J. Jansen was also cut. And so is David Fuco, one of our backup offensive linemen. Colin Jones loses his battle to Malcolm Bronson. 2 more to go. Richie Brockel, the backup fullback, was cut. And the final cut is Joe Webb. I simply believe that Taj Boyd has more potential, and it'll be better to develop him than Joe Webb. And so that takes us to week 1, where the Carolina Panthers will face division rivals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as the Panthers defend last year's NFC South title. Thank you guys for watching this introduction to the Carolina Panthers franchise. I hope that it was worth the wait, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe for more Panthers franchise, much more to come. I'm so excited to get into this series. And leave your feedback below in the comment section. Who impressed you the most? Who are you excited to watch in week 1 and beyond? Leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to leave your feedback, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.